Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the trigonometry review that I got going on. We're covering SOH CAH TOA. In these examples, we're going to be finding the missing sides of the triangles, whereas in part 1, I focused on finding the angles of the triangle. I do go over the core concept of SOH CAH TOA in part 1, so if you need to brush up on that, feel free to watch that first. In this first example, they gave us the angle equaling 31. Always identify what sides we have and what sides we need to find. 15 is the opposite to our angle that they're focusing on. Our x is the hypotenuse because it's the one that's across from the right angle. We understand that we have the opposite and hypotenuse, so we should use the sine function. That'll give us sine of 31 equals 15 over x. We can move the x to the other side of the equation by multiplying both sides by x. Basically, you're taking it out of the denominator and multiplying it to the sine function. Now, what you're allowed to do is you are allowed to divide both sides by the sine of 31. Don't just do sine, you have to include the 31 as well. Once you divide both sides by sine of 31, you're left with x equals 15 over sine of 31. That looks intimidating, but you can plug that into your calculator. Once you plug that into your calculator, you will get the answer 29.1, which means the length of this hypotenuse is 29.1. In this next problem, you should identify that the 3 is the adjacent side to the angle of focus, and the x is the hypotenuse. So we should use the cosine trig function, giving us the cosine of 21 equals 3 over x. A similar situation here, we could just multiply that x to the other side of the equation, and then we want to divide both sides by the cosine of 27. Once you have that set up, you can plug that in your calculator. 3 divided by cosine of 27. Once you hit enter, you'll get 3.4, which means that the hypotenuse is 3.4 units long. And now for our last example, they gave us the base of the triangle is 8. That is going to be the adjacent side. The x is the opposite side. This means we should use tangent. And so we have the tangent of 50 is equal to x over 8 because it's opposite over adjacent. We can multiply the 8 to the other side, and then that's it. We can plug that into the calculator. Press 8, hit the multiplication button, hit the tangent button, and then plug in 50 inside the parentheses. Hit enter, and you'll get x equals 9.5. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate the support. Feel free to leave any requests down below.